We're going to talk today about what is the real definition. It has a lot of definitions.
Okay.
So we're going to go through the definitions today. But also, if you are an entrepreneur, you can sell your ideas to others and you can be a business owner. It's not like one doesn't go with the other, right? To be an entrepreneur, you have to, even if you're selling ideas to others, you have to own your business. So it's like a two sides of a coin. It's like like for example, a business, it has a startup, it has like a business and then, like a multi-million-dollar company. So it has stages to it. But business owner and entrepreneur is more or less the same thing. We like the entrepreneur because it sounds better. It sounds chic. It sounds elegant. It sounds, and just being an entrepreneur, meaning that it somehow in our minds, it has success tied to it. That's why people prefer to use entrepreneur rather than small business owners, or just business owners, not necessarily small business, but they are more or less, they are interchangeable. I prefer the word entrepreneur though. But it's more or less the same thing. And by the way, you can stay in your own business and be a business owner, and you can be in a totally new business and still be a business owner. So it's not tight to stay in your business or in your lane or not. Hopefully by the end of the session today, you will know what I mean. And if not, ask me again and I'll be more than happy to go through it, right? Yes, Erica?
I was going to say entrepreneurship is more of a behavior, and it's how you see yourself. You're always aspiring to be more.
Yes, that's why it's tied to success.
Yes.
Yeah, more than, because, so it really depends. So we're going to go through the different definitions today. Okay. I want you to start with a dream. And believe it or not, the bigger you dream, the bigger you can achieve. You cannot limit yourself to something small. Some people, a lot of fear make them stuck into their own place. And what fear does is that it puts you in your comfort zone, because this is what you know. You know the good, bad, and ugly in your comfort zone, and you live with it, because as human beings, our brain is trained to stay in our comfort. Our brain is trained to protect us from anything that is new, anything that is different, because we are scared. We are scared of change, we are scared of failure, we are scared of success, we are scared of ridicule, we are scared of losing stuff. So fear comes in so many shapes and forms. But we need to understand that miracles happen only when you step out of your comfort zone. And I believe in that inside out. And I need to tell you, when I started, my first business card read global marketing and event planning. I don't do either now.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And my husband is like my rock, really. And when I started the business, I didn't know. And I just it kept me month and month. I don't know what to put, And he goes, just start anywhere. It will come to you through whatever you're doing. Again, I had this is a client that is very dear to my heart. She came to me as a fashion designer. She's young. She was like in her, she at that time she was like 29. And she was an up and becoming fashion designer. She had already been on the red carpet. She had been having awards. And you know what she does now? She has a women coaching manifestation business for women.
Wow.
And she's very successful. She's blogging for the Huffington Post. She has been on Channel 5. She has been on Channel 4. She has been interviewed on Forbes. She started a year and a half ago. She shifted her whole thing because she had to find her path. I knew that fashion designing is what she does, but it was not her passion. It was not her calling. So we can start somewhere and end up, so we need to have an open mind. Okay? We need to take ourselves where we go, just to settle on what we want to do. We might think that we know what we want. Till we go through the process, we're not going to find out. So I want you to have an open mind, and let's see what's going to happen at the end of the program. So being an entrepreneur is not for the weak heart, and like you said, 90% fail. But you're not a statistic. you're not a number.
Right.
And you can be very easy in the 10% that succeed. I have seen a lot of small businesses succeed, and you have seen them too. And also, we have seen, sometimes we get intimidated because we see these companies that explode overnight, or someone that goes viral in 2 minutes, you know, and all of a sudden they're a multi-million company, and we say, well, they did it, and it's not happening to me that fast. What does that say about me? I want you to think about it this way. What is the percentage of these people compared to percentage, the 10% success? It's probably 0.0008. So it's not the norm, but you can bring the norm to success. And also, success has different definitions. Okay? Have you ever thought, what is your definition of success? Okay, on page 3, I want you to write down, what is your definition of success? Your own definition of success. It's right here. And there is no right or wrong answer, by the way. Yeah, it's at the bottom of the page.
Okay.
Okay, success in business or success period?
Whatever it is. What is your definition of success? When you stand up and tell me, I am successful, what does that mean to you?
There's one more sign in form. Can I have it, please? Sign it.
Right here. And Colita, you can say, this is what I mean by success in my personal life, and this is what I mean by success in my business life.
Okay.
It's up to you. You can put them together, because for me they are both the one and the same, you know. But whatever makes you feel comfortable, whatever it means to you, not to not to Robert, for example, or not to your kids or grandkids. What does it mean to you? Until we know the definition of success for us, we cannot thrive for it. Until we define where we're going, until we define our destination, our journey cannot start. Right?
Right. Okay. I have to think now. My mind is like so. I've never done that before.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. This course will totally change the way you think. You know, for me, everything in life is a journey. Without knowing my destination, I cannot even start.
Wow. Gotcha.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if I want to go on vacation, till I decide where I want to go, I'm going to be still at home thinking where I want to go.
Right.
Day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. So I need to decide the destination. Once I decide the destination, of course, I need to know where I am today. This is the most important thing. Where you are, your inventory, where you are today. Where you want to go, how you're going to get there, and how you know that you got there. If you follow these 4 steps in anything that you do in life, you have a very clear plan. 4 steps. And that's even what the corporation use for, Pamela, maybe you know about that. This is strategic planning. Strategic planning is 4 steps. Knowing where you are, knowing where you're going, how to get there, and how you know that you got there. So at the end of the program, I want you to remember this minute. Because maybe your definition of success will be different then.
What were those 4 steps?
Knowing where you are today, knowing where you want to go, your origin, your destination, how you're going to get there, and how do you know that you got there. Like, for example, if I want to go on vacation, where am I? I'm in Burbank. Where I want to go to Santa Barbara. How I'm going to get there? I'm going to drive the car or I'm going to take the train. And how do I know that I got there? Obviously, when I get to my hotel if I'm driving, or when I get off the train when I get to Santa Barbara. This is in simple terms what you need. This is ABC project management. Okay?
So, are you saying that success are those 4 elements?
No, to get to success,
Strategic
You have
planning.
this is what you need to do. First, success is your destination, right? We all want to be successful. So this is our destination. Where are you today? And how you're going to go from where you are today to your destination that is success. You need to start planning. What is it that you need to do from today till you reach your definition of success? And that's the planning part that we need. So if you want to be successful as a business owner and you are here today, either you are a startup or an idea or you are a company that wants to expand, what do I need to do? I need to know what are the proper licenses that I have, what are the documents that I need. Do I need to be just a sole proprietor? Do I need to be an LLC, an S, a C Corp? And all that is going to be discussed next session. They're going to tell you the difference between the different ownership of the company. And once I get that, what do I need? How do I brand myself? How do I let people know? Because if you don't let people know what you're doing, why do you even exist as a business? So that's what I mean. That's why I want you to start first steps first. What is your destination? So Jorge, what does success means to you in one word?
Eliminating my worries.
Completion,
Completion for you?
Mhm.
Completion of what?
all requirements that's going to be required for me to certification, training, learning how to swim.
So that's a short-term success.
Okay.
Okay. Thurman,
You said one word, outcome,
outcome of what?
of business operations.
Business, okay. And by the end, I'm coming to you, Mark, in a second. By the end of these sessions, I'm going to help you be crystal clear. We're going to demystify everything. We're going to pull everything apart,
Okay.
so we can explain properly what to do. Like completion of what? Outcome. But I know I said one word, I understand that. But I'm just telling you how we're going to go through it. 1 second, Mark had his hand. Yes, Mark.
Legacy.
Beautiful. See, legacy says it all. I love that. Thank you. Yes, Sakti.
I took it in a different context. I looked at success like a Bermuda Triangle in a way. Combination of family, a balance of family, security, and money.
Okay. That's a good one. Yes, Tracy.
Having the flow of money and the flow of clients.
And passion. They say that the state of flow is when you get to your passion. That's the state of flow. Yes, Romika.
Optimization or optimal in all facets of life. So not just business, but your health, your spirituality, and once you reach those peaks, you'll perform optimal at your highest level of self. So optimism.
Absolutely. Yes, Erika.
Leadership.
Of who?
Duplication. To duplicate what I'm doing for other women to do that and become financially successful.
So personal leadership and others' leadership. I do leadership, and I believe if you cannot lead yourself from the inside, you cannot lead others. Because leadership in general programs is about leading teams, organizing teams, inspiring people, but it never talks about the personal journey. And I start always with the personal journey. I believe in personal leadership totally. Okay, very good. Anyone else wants to share? Yes, Maria.
Well, it's not one word, because one word success for me is happiness, but I said,
That's very good.
I am successful because I tried so many times and failed so many times, but I know I can be successful because I will not give up. I will continue to learn and grow, to try until I succeed.
Very good. And I want you to tell you, we're going to talk about this now. Just I'm going to tell you something about it, and then we're going to move forward because we're going to be using throughout the course. The power of I am.
Yeah.
Don't say I will. Say I am. When you say I am, you put your mind in the frame that you're actually this. And believe it or not, your brain starts operating like that. So the power of I am. Okay. I am successful, yes. Not I will be. I am successful. But you had I am successful.
I am.
I know.
I said
I saw that, yes. So what is entrepreneurs, like you were asking, Romika? Entrepreneur is having a unique set of skills that basically combine to create success. So you are special. And not, like I said, being an entrepreneur is not for the weak heart. Just for you to start your own company, it takes a lot of courage. And do we know where the word courage comes from?
No, I don't.
It comes from the word cur. Cur is a Latin word for heart. So your courage actually comes from your heart, not from your brain. So to have the courage to start this enterprise or start this life of an entrepreneur that sometimes can be lonely, is one of the biggest things that you can have, that you can offer yourself and people in your life. The best thing about entrepreneur, the best successful entrepreneur is who they possess a skill that we call the speed of implementation. What does that mean? You learn, you apply. You learn, you apply. You don't learn and let it linger. Like today, after we finish, you go home and you start working about what success means to me. Do I need to put stick-it notes on my fridge with what success means to me? Do I need to put it on my desk? Do I need to create a picture that reminds me of that? So you need to take it and move forward. Well, okay, now I know that we have to do a journey. Where is my destination? Where am I today? And this will keep changing. So you keep working with it. That's what we mean by speed of implementation. Like if I want to learn something new and I have a tutorial on my laptop, what I do is that I open another browser and step by step I apply it so it's done. Because if I read it and say I'll do it later, it will never be done. So that's what we call entrepreneurs have to be like that. This is the only thing that will lead you to success. Is being on top of things, on top of things, on top of things. And I'm going to give you a lot of tools. Like, for example, I use Google Calendar like if it was my Bible.
Wow.
I have my task, I have my phone calls on there, I have my speaking engagement in there, I have my training in there, I have my family things on there. And everything has a different color because Google Calendar lets you do that. And I have the tasks on the side, and it's synchronized to all of my other calendars.
Wow.
So it's about organization, right, Pamela? Yes. Okay. Productivity, right? Okay, when you get an idea will stay an idea and die an idea if you don't take action. I know people for the last 15 years have been saying, I want to start my business, and they never did. And the idea will die with them without being executed. It doesn't matter where you start. I promise you, it doesn't matter. The most important part is to start. Remember the babies, if they didn't start standing up and falling and then going on 4 to start walking, they would have never been able to walk. Remember that. It takes a while to stand on your feet. Like I told you, I started with global marketing and event planning, and I don't do either. Now, my title is very focused. And we're going to talk about titles in a second. What does it mean? And you, as an entrepreneur, you need to balance what we call the triangle of needs. Can you see behind me? Mm-hmm. Am I in your way?
No, we
Okay.
have it on page 4 in the book. So
I'm sorry?
it's in our book.
It's in your book. Everything I have here, by the way, is in your book.
Yeah.
I just visualized it here for you to, because I don't want you to read when we're talking, so you'll have more engagement. So the needs are three sides of a triangle. You have the business needs, you have your own needs, and you have the needs of your customer. So the business needs basically is what you need as a business to grow. Licenses, time, outsourcing, hiring people, marketing, branding, all that are the business needs. Your own needs is what do you need to do to prosper? Do you need a mentor? And I suggest that you get mentors. At any time of my life, I have 3 mentors. Yes.
Okay, when you say mentor, what type of a mentor?
I have 3. I have one for my personal life. I have one for my business growth. And I have one that I can just exchange ideas with about leadership.
So, in other words, you want to find somebody more knowledgeable in those areas?
That's what mentor is. When you want to play tennis, you look for someone that plays better than you. You don't look for someone that plays less than you. Because you want to achieve success in you want to go from this level to this level, not from this level to this level. And you know what? Once you open yourself up to mentorship, the mentors will pop up.
Really?
Yes.
Now, you said personal business. What was the third one?
Personal, business, and customer.
And customer?
Yeah, your customer, your client. What do your client, and again, we get so absorbed in our own ideas and our own needs that we think that we know what the customer wants. Anyone has done a survey with their clients, what do they really want?
Good customer service.
What does that mean? It's a very generic word. And you know what? Whoever is generic or whatever is generic dies generic. Just good customer service, what does that mean? To who?
Yeah, it depends on what.
It depends on your customer, what we call psychodemographic. How they're feeling, what is their culture, what is their language, what is their habits, what is their perception, what is their belief. That's why customer service is such a broad term. And I promise you that we're going to dig into everything because this is the only way you're going to really know how to move to the next forward. 1 second. Romika had her hand up.
I guess the thought passed. It passed.
If you remember, just let me know. Okay, Mark.
I would like to digress for a second.
Okay.
Within the positiveness of dreaming and success, the one element we haven't touched upon was ourselves. How do we function in an environment where we're trying to create a business, still live, feed ourselves, raise our family? How do that, with all that positiveness, I know we talk about SBA loans and things like that. But
I didn't yet.
Okay, but you know that. But within your profile, when you started your company, how were you able to maintain your existence and yet flourish with all your new ideas and everything that was coming at you?
Patience.
Patience?
It's coming. No, patience, it's
I
coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. We're going to go through all that.
Oh, okay. Well, look,
You know, remember, we just started.
Right,
Yes, we just
okay.
started. So we're going to go through all that.
All right.
You know what I mean? And I'm going to share exactly what I have done too. Yes.
And since we're going to be going through it, are you going to teach us how to find a mentor? We've heard of it so much, and everybody says you need to have a mentor. Well, we've been looking, so will you teach us the art of identifying a mentor?
And by the way, I'm not here to teach you anything. I'm just here to share experience.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay? I'm not your teacher. I am your mentor.
I got
it.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
I got their dibs.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So you can find a mentor where you least expect it. You can find mentor in one of your friends. You can find a mentor in someone in your family. You can find a mentor when you go to networking events, in your industry, a past job, a past boss. Anybody can be a mentor. It doesn't have to have a certain position or a certain title or a certain shape or a certain age. You can have a mentor that is 25 years old because that mentor can teach you how to go online.
Oh.
So we need to be open-minded about mentors. A mentor doesn't have to be a specific shape, form, color, age, gender. I know people put it in such a way that is so mystic, you know.
Yeah.
It's not, you know. And you don't go to someone and say, hey, you want to be my mentor?
Right.
It doesn't work that way.
Like me.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You know,
Be like a sponsor for AA or something.
and there is
like
a
that.
difference between us. Yeah, I appreciate. Yeah, sponsor AA. But there is even a difference in the terminology between a sponsor and a mentor. A sponsor meaning someone that will take your brand and run with it, and will introduce you to everybody that you want to do. A mentor is different. A mentor you will just, and a mentor is different than a coach. A mentor is someone that you will just share ideas with, and they open doors for you, but they don't tell you what to do.
Oh my goodness, okay. Is that a sense of having someone that you're accountable to?
Yes. Well, a coach, you can be accountable to a coach too, but mentor is like someone, like remember when you were a kid and you go to your grandmother or your grandfather, they were your mentor. Because you go and exchange ideas and they tell you what is right and what's wrong, but it's up to you to do the right thing. That's what mentorship means. And I know that's why we're going to demystify a lot of things that people have been using because they want to feel important. But, you know, but everything in life, I believe, is so simple. You know, I believe in simplicity in life. I believe in once you get that, you connect with the people connect with you, and you can teach people more, and you can like help and engage people in a better way.
Okay.
You know, I believe that people that use the big words, they either don't know or they want to feel important. So it's so they're serving their own purpose rather than serving others. Okay, but again, it's my own personal, my humble opinion. So the customer needs is what do they actually need? Right? If I go into security, what is my customer need?
Security and safety.
No. It could be no. See, this is again generic.
Yeah.
But if you want to say, I need security because I want to go home to my kids at the end of the day. It has to become very personal. It's because I want to make sure that I'm able to be safe to do my work the right way till the end of the day so I can help others. That feeling of having security here makes me feel comfortable so I can produce more. But just security doesn't mean anything.
Right.
You know, like if I was branding a security company, I would say, have you ever feared for your life after watching a program on TV?
Yes.
Have you ever felt that you might not go home to your family? Have you know what I mean? You discuss the problems or the issues of the customers, not of you. But you can say, I'm a security company, I'll offer you security. What does that even mean?
Wow, okay.
You know, you're going for a grandmother's exercise. I'm going to give you a program to be healthy. What does that mean?
Right.
Have you ever felt that you want to run with your grandchild but you're running out of breath?
Yeah.
Are you worried that you're going to live and die without really enjoying your grandkids? Are you worried that your legacy is not going to be there? That's what I mean by branding. You have to dig deep into your customer needs. It's not about you. It's about the customers. That's what I mean by that. So like I said, today is just an introduction to everything to give you an idea what we're going to go through. And I know my programs are different because I don't follow the rules, you know, and I just, whatever I bring you is what I actually went through, what I learned through the years, you know, and obviously it works, you know, so it just, again, it's up to you. But I work to answer your question, Mark, when I started, I worked 7 days a week, 16 to 18 hours a day.
That's right.
This is my 6th year. I can tell you, today is an exception because I don't work on weekends. And I don't work after 6.
Wow, thank you.
And I have 2 businesses. And I enjoy my life with my husband. I have step grandkids. I'm one of the lucky ones that passed the step of having children. I just have grandchildren through my husband. You know, so that, and I have time for them. We travel. We go away once a month somewhere for a weekend. I cook, I clean, I wash clothes like everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, and I still have time for my business. Because you need the first year will be the hardest. the hardest, because this is when you do your research, when you still don't know what to do, when you might make a couple of faux pas, you know, and we're going to talk how to get the support of your family. And you need to talk it out with the people around you from the get-go. You tell them, this is what will happen the first year. Are you up for the challenge? You know? Because if not, you're going to alienate yourself and alienate them. Okay, so
I have a question.
please,
Samar.
please,
What is the difference between customers versus client?
the same thing. Certain industry use the word customer, and certain industries use the word client. One is for a service and one is a product, and they are again interchangeable. You know? Yes, Sakti.
You're absolutely right. You defined one element of being an entrepreneur, how much time and effort it takes. Other domain maybe is for you to retain your current profession and still carry out a business on the side.
Absolutely. And one of the keys that we're going to learn today is you need to learn how to outsource things. You know, you cannot, let's go through the challenges. So, and by the way, the needs are not necessarily in that order, what is more important, but you need to know the triangle. So the entrepreneur is someone that creates and runs a business. That's what it means. And having, we said, a skill for success. And we talked about the speed of implementation. And also, when you talk about success, we talk about success in all areas of your life. You know what Gandhi says? Gandhi said that you cannot be successful in one area of your life and let the other areas fall. So you need to be successful all around. That's why when you write your success definition, you have to write it from different points of view. And also, there are different styles of entrepreneurship. Each one of you will have their own styles. There is a rigid and there is a flexible one. The successful entrepreneurs are the flexible ones. You have to adapt to solutions. You cannot be rigid and just like, no, my way or the highway, it will be the highway. You know, so you need to be flexible depending on the market needs and market results. Like, for example, whoever was here working in healthcare, Sakti, he said, he worked with Obamacare, right? And now we don't know what's going to happen with Obamacare. So he needs to be flexible to find other ways to do that. The market will always change. We can never know. You know, one of the things that we're going to do in marketing is the SWOT analysis. Anybody has done the SWOT analysis for the company?
I've heard of it.
Okay. We're going to do that in marketing, which is your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and threats. The threats that you have are the economical factors, the political factors. All that is part of what you need to put in your mind. That's why we need to be flexible. And also, what affects your style is your behavior, your perceptions of what is success, who you are, who your client is. And remember, we all have perceptions. Do we know what perceptions is?
Our own opinions?
Our own opinion. And are perceptions realities?
No.
But they are realities to us.
Yeah.
Right? But what we don't understand is that our perceptions are painted by our cultures.
Right.
And our cultures are the lens that we see the world through. But we forget that every single one has a different lens.
Right.
And the perceptions mean, for example, like we were in the front yard one day and our neighbor came to us and she asked my husband to translate to her landscaper how to do things. So I turned around and I did the translation. And when I looked at her, her jaw was dropped. Because Joe is Hispanic, she assumed that's going to be Joe doing the translation, not me. And he goes like, wait a minute, you don't, she does? I'm the Egyptian, so I don't speak Spanish. That's her perception.
Right.
You know what I mean? So perceptions are reality, but they're not perceptions. So we need to get out of that box where we put people. Yes.
But doesn't culture play a big factor in how you do business?
That's what I said. But we need to be careful that other people have other cultures, because that's why there is something called cross-cultural marketing. So if I have customers that are, for example, from a Hispanic background and they are a little bit older, I need to call them Mr. Last Name, for example. And by the way, when I'm going to talk about the group, I'm not stereotyping, I'm just saying in general. Till they invite you to call them by their first name. Same with Middle Easterns. Same with African Americans. respect. That there are a lot of things about cross-cultural marketing that we're going to talk about. There are a lot of faux pas even with big companies. Like, for example, Parker Pen, when their slogan was, "It will not leak in your pocket and embarrass you." When they wanted to go to the Hispanic market, the word embarrass, they translated it to embarazar. Pregnant. So their slogan became, "It will not leak in your pocket and get you pregnant."
Oh my God.
That's what I mean by cross-cultural marketing. We need, if we are going to serve a different segments of different cultures of the market, we need to understand their culture. And this is what I was lucky to do that for. I worked for international airlines for years, and I would go to different countries, open offices depending on their culture, their beliefs, their behaviors, their values. We all have different values, but we live in a very diverse world, and we are blessed because of that. So just we know, yes, cultures have a lot to do with customer service. Okay. So like I said, entrepreneurship has a lot of definitions. Entrepreneurship, the word came from French. Entre, in French, means in between, or intra. So preneur is taking something. So it's taking a step, or going between something to make something out of it. That's the word French. That's how it came out. Actually, it's a word French. And I want you to know that entrepreneurs, the best part of them is that they are risk takers. You don't go with the comfort zone. You take a risk. Of course, it's a calculated risk. But if you don't take a risk, you're not gonna. No risk, no gain, right? Mm-hmm. And also, they are creators. You are creating a new business, and later on you will create jobs for others. So you're actually creators, and you create value for other people, because your customers, you're going to give them the value that they look for. All right? And you will have, and you have to own your own self-image. And self-image is your branding.
Wow, okay.
So we need to know, what is the base of your branding? What is your brand? What do you stand for? And branding has to do, believe it or not, with your culture, with your productivity, with your core values. It's like, we'll discuss this in a second. It's what we call the non-negotiable. Let me ask you this. Why do you want to become an entrepreneur? Yes, Romika.
To create, like Mark said, to create a legacy of duplication of, I think with entrepreneurs, the most successful ones, when you learn how to, going back to what we said, leadership within yourself to roll, you feel like you can duplicate to others. So that's pretty much in any asset, whether you're cooking, your food is just a way to expose yourself to other people.
Yeah, it's like art.
Right. And so it's not necessarily the food, but when I make a connection and I actually meet the owner, it was meant for me to come in contact with him through his food. So I think that's kind of, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. It's like meeting someone that makes music or dance or... Thank you. Okay, Maria, I'm going to take you by order of hand raising. Yes, Maria.
I want to be the boss of myself.
Very good. Robert.
First time, I'm taking your passion and being able to freely express that passion and be rewarded
Absolutely.
For that passion.
Absolutely. You just let it go. Mark.
I remember I was working with Chase Ravel, the editor of Entrepreneur magazine, and we were doing a jewelry show, the world's largest jewelry show. And I sitting down with him at the bar having a drink, and I asked him this very question. And he asked me, he said, "So why do you want to be in business?" And I gave him some plaid answer about saving the globe and that sort of thing.
I know.
And he told me the one main rule in business is to make money. He said, if you're not in business to make money,
that's a
then
great...
you should be a pastor or a priest or something.
That's a great
He says, but the one
point.
main rules in business is to make money.
And I want you to know something. Depending on your culture, and I had that in the beginning. I had a problem asking for compensation or for what I deserve, right? And then I had to do a mind shift that to go to where I am today, I spent a lot of money.
Mhm.
That year of research, multiply every single hour by whatever dollar amount is. The schools, the colleges that I graduated from, all the courses that I take, all the experiences that I had throughout my life, it cost money. So if I'm offering you a service, I need to be compensated for that.
But doesn't it go back to the bartering and exchange where if I chose to do this for money, I feel like I could do any person's business and say, okay, I'll take on whatever idea that pops up and it'll generate income. But where my mind is for this class entrepreneur is my brand or who I am, what I've invested in myself, the byproduct of that will accumulate whatever number I've invested in myself. So money is the byproduct, but it's not what I'm in the business to do.
I didn't say that it should be your only goal. What I'm saying is like you have to earn money. Because let's say you go and you want to help everybody. Okay? And you help everybody, you don't care about the money. Or you wait for it to happen, and then in 3 months, you don't have money for your rent. Who you're going to be helping after that? We need to get out of that mentality. We need to get out of the mentality that business and helping others is totally contradictory of making money. If you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to take care of anybody. If you don't have enough money to take care of you and your services, you're not, because when you have money, you can afford to do nonprofit. But if you don't have the money, you will need nonprofit to help you.
Yes.
I know that we all have like great ideas and great hopes for the world, but it doesn't contradict each other. Because the more money you make, the more you can give to the charities, the more you can help others, the more you can give to nonprofit, the more you can expand your business to have part of it that you can offer with no money. But if you don't have that base of money, in 3 months you're going to fold. And you're going to go and look for a job. Which is not bad, by the way. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? You need to get out of that scarcity mode. You have to go into the abundance mode. I need my life to be abundant. The more money that comes in, the more I can help people. They do not contradict each other, Rumika. You know? I can see you're young. You know what I mean? But it's a beautiful thing to have that passion and have that zeal to want to help others. But helping others will start only when you help yourself. If you're not strong enough on your feet, you're not going to be able to help anybody. You need to shift your mind. One sentence, actually. Thurman had his...
Well, you said, why do people want to be entrepreneurs? I'm going to go with, I think you're born with it, like, because some have, like, maybe for myself, like, probably by the time I was, like, in the first grade, I already knew that I was going to own a business. I didn't know what it was at the time, but like you said, it's taken years to refine it. You know how you said, now you have, like, a specific title, you know exactly what it is. So it's gone from all over the place to now one thing. So I think some entrepreneurs are just born that way.
Well, entrepreneurship is like leadership. And what's the biggest question in leadership? Are leaders born or made?
Made.
Right? No, they're both.
Born.
Born and made. You have to be a leader or entrepreneur. You have to be born with certain characters and skills, but they get you to a certain level and you stop. This is what we call the core leadership or the core entrepreneurship. Unless you learn new things on top of that, which become made, you can be a successful entrepreneur. So it's both of them together. Yes, Sakti.
I totally agree with you what you're saying. The one comment I would like to make is, more money you make, but you can only make